Someone buried something under your house years ago and it's starting to awaken. Archangel Michael says, the ground beneath your home has begun to stir, even if your eyes have not seen it yet. Something was placed there long ago, buried in silence, and covered in shadows. It has remained asleep, until now. At night, when the wind hushes and silence takes over, you may feel a heaviness in your bones. That weight is not just from the air, it's from below, from a hidden presence starting to rise. The earth remembers what was buried. There are certain places in your house where the temperature shifts for no reason. Cold corners, creaks with no footsteps. You thought it was age, but it's memory. It isn't the house that's restless. It's what lies beneath it. And what was once forgotten has now begun to pulse with energy again. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Years ago, someone with bitter intentions stepped onto your property. They didn't come to bless. They came to curse. They carried a small object, wrapped in cloth, soaked in ritual, and spoken over. They whispered words not of peace but of bondage. Then they dug. Not deep. Just enough to hide what they didn't want found. They thought time would protect their secret. But time, Archangel Michael says, does not protect evil. It only delays its return. Comment, reveal all that has been hidden, now the object is waking up. Because it was never truly dead. Just dormant. Just watching. It's why things in your home have felt different lately. Unexplained tension. Heavy dreams. Nighttime anxiety without a cause. Type Amen to get blessing 487. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Your pets feel it before you do. That's why they stare at empty spaces. That's why they bark at nothing. They're not crazy. They're reacting. What's beneath you is not just a buried object, it's a spiritual device. It's been pulling energy slowly. From your rest. Your joy. Your balance. You may have felt exhausted even after sleep. As if something unseen was draining you. That's not your imagination. That's the effect of what lies under you. And now, it wants to rise. Type Amen to get blessing 501. It's been decades since it was buried. Maybe even before you arrived in this home, but your light, your presence, your energy, has begun to challenge its sleep. It's stirring now, pushing against the dirt. Pulling at the spiritual threads of your home. You've noticed the signs. Sudden arguments without cause. Mirrors falling. Light bulbs flickering. Objects moving just slightly off place. These are its fingerprints. Comment, I reject every hidden energy not sent from light. Archangel Michael says, this awakening is not accidental. The one who buried it may have passed. But the object remains active, it was tied to bloodlines. And your bloodline collided with its spell when you stepped into that house. But you were chosen to break it, not with fear, but with authority. Because what was buried was never stronger than what is rising in you. Type Amen to get blessing 612. You might have had dreams of earth, of roots, of dirt under fingernails. That wasn't random. That was your spirit warning you. You've seen the spot. Maybe without knowing. A corner of the yard. A strange patch near your steps. A place the grass grows different. It's there, beneath that patch lies the key. The item. The symbol of what they tried to plant in your life without permission. But permission was never given. And now that you're aware, the power has shifted. Type Amen to get blessing 690. You may notice an urge to clean lately. To move things. To shift furniture. That's not just seasonal change, it's a spiritual instinct. You're preparing for release. Do not ignore the pulling in your spirit. If you feel drawn to a place in the home and it feels cold, or still, speak over it. Claim it. No object, no ritual, no curse can hold dominion in a house where light lives. That buried item is not more powerful than your words. Comment, I take my power back over this ground. You'll find that after you speak, the energy will shift, the air will feel lighter. The space will respond. Because buried things lose their power when light is poured over them, they tremble when truth is spoken aloud. Type Amen to get blessing 733. The curse was meant to keep love away. To drain finances. To cause tension. To confuse peace, and for a while, it worked. But now, heaven has declared a reversal. Because you were never supposed to suffer under a secret you didn't create, that's why your spirit is rising in strength. That's why your discernment is getting sharper. The buried energy is losing ground. Soon, it will have no place left to hide. Type Amen to get blessing 845. Someone in your family may have sensed this too, they may have warned you. Or told you to bless your space. Their spirit recognized the undercurrent. There was always a heaviness in the air around that spot. Now you know why. It's time to cleanse. Time to pour salt, water, oil. Time to burn incense. Sage. Time to speak with power. Comment, I cleanse my home with light and authority. What was buried in darkness must now be removed in light. This is not superstition. This is spiritual warfare, and you were born for this very moment. To shift the energy. To break the cycle. To set your space free. Type Amen to get blessing 903. Don't be surprised if you hear cracking at night, or feel a pulse in the floor. That's not fear, it's movement. It's the object trying to resist. Trying to reclaim ground. But it's too late. You've been activated, your words now carry fire. Your presence is a spiritual eviction notice. What was buried can no longer stay buried. Type Amen to get blessing 1001. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Soon, you'll feel a shift in your chest. Lighter. Clearer. As if something has been lifted, that's because it has. The spirits that once lingered from that object will flee. And they won't return, Archangel Michael says. Every hidden agenda placed beneath your home is being burned by divine command now. The land beneath you is being reset. Comment. My house and the land under it are now clean, you will begin to dream different dreams. See clearer signs. Sleep deeper. Because the interference has been removed. And once it's gone, your favor will return stronger than before. Type Amen to get blessing 1112. Doors that were closed for no reason will swing open. Blocked blessings will find their way back. All because the spiritual weight has lifted. You are not living on cursed land anymore. You are living on consecrated ground. The past has no more hold. What they buried was for delay, but heaven is speeding you up. The awakening has ended. Now begins your divine restoration. Type Amen to get blessing 1222. The air around your home will feel fresher tonight. Almost like a quiet breeze moved through the walls without opening a window. That's the sign that the cleansing has already begun. What was once dormant and hiding under your house has now been confronted by divine fire. The buried item may not surface physically, but spiritually it is being removed layer by layer. The unseen chains it created are snapping one by one. You are not only reclaiming peace, you are commanding authority over your space. It tried to stay silent. But your spirit grew too loud. The light in your heart reached the roots under your floor and sent a vibration. Type Amen to get blessing 1333. There's a reason the nights feel calmer now. The shadows are pulling away. The watchers that were sent to feed from the energy under your house are being banished. That object buried below was never just a physical tool. It was a spiritual doorway. A seed of misfortune meant to anchor chaos wherever it was hidden. But light and darkness cannot share the same ground, and now that you've stepped into your awareness, it has no more power to cling. Comment: every chain from the ground beneath me is broken. Soon, you'll receive a call or message from someone who once caused pain. Out of nowhere, they'll feel drawn to apologize, or reach out strangely. That's the residue lifting off them too. They may not know why they're reaching out, but it's because the energy they were once tied to is being unraveled from your life. Type Amen to get blessing 1402. Your house was chosen for this cleansing, not by chance, but by assignment. Heaven marked your dwelling as a place of restoration. That is why your feet were led there. Even if you didn't understand it at the time, you were sent to break what had been placed there long ago. The past owner didn't know how to fix it. The one before that ignored it, but you, chosen by light, have now confronted what others feared. And you didn't even need to dig. You needed only to awaken. Type Amen to get blessing 1527. There will be a day soon where you sit in silence and feel complete peace in every room of your house. You'll pause. You'll wonder what changed. It won't be a new chair, a new rug, a new window. It'll be the spiritual clutter that once filled the air now completely gone. You'll feel space, clarity. Like your home finally exhaled for the first time in years. Comment: I breathe freely in my home now. Watch for signs of peace, sleeping through the night. Waking with ease. Doors no longer creaking in strange rhythms, that is evidence of a reversed atmosphere. What was buried tried to anchor chaos. But heaven buried your peace deeper. Type Amen to get blessing 1618. There may still be one night where it tries to return. A last attempt. A cold spot. A fleeting shadow. A memory, but that's not possession, it's release. That's not fear. It's farewell. It knows it can't stay. And when that moment happens, don't be shaken. Stand still, light a candle. Say out loud, this house is now filled with truth, and nothing false shall remain. You'll feel a final gust. Then silence. Then breakthrough. Type Amen to get blessing. 1733, Archangel Michael says, the roots beneath your feet are no longer tangled in misdirection. The soil has been shaken. The spell broken, the house re-anointed. Your footsteps are different now. You're not just walking on ground. You're walking on proof that darkness can't win. Every room you enter will feel warmer, brighter, more still. Even the paint on the wall will appear lighter. Your home is no longer haunted by what was buried. It is now honored by what was revealed. Comment, my house has now been restored by divine light. And to ensure it never returns, speak blessings over your ground once a week, sprinkle water, or place your hand on the floor. Say, only what heaven planted may grow here. You'll anchor new roots of joy, peace, and laughter. That energy will echo into your future. Type Amen to get blessing. 1809. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. What was buried was meant to go unnoticed. But the light inside you disturbed it. That's why you were attacked. That's why peace was shaky. But you didn't break. You didn't retreat. You rose. You walked through an invisible storm and made it to the other side. And now, not only is your home clean, so is your lineage, because the removal wasn't just for you. It was for every soul who will ever rest under your roof again. Type Amen to get blessing. 1912. Now you'll start to see acceleration. Plans moving faster. Money flowing with ease. Phone calls bringing good news instead of stress. That's what happens when spiritual weight is lifted. Life begins to breathe again. And you'll smile more. Because the invisible pressure that pressed on your chest for months will be gone. Comment, I feel light. I feel restored. I feel safe. The buried curse is now just a story. A past tale. A defeated enemy that never saw your strength coming. Your angels celebrate, your house rejoices. And your future thanks you for standing strong. Type Amen to get blessing. 2002, Archangel Michael says, the final traces of what was once buried beneath your home are now fading into silence. The darkness that clung to that object has lost its grip. It cannot climb, it cannot speak, and it cannot rise again. It made one last attempt in the early hours of morning, just before light touched your window. But your spirit, awakened and armored, stood still like a wall of fire. It found no weakness. It saw no fear. The soil has been sealed. The spiritual gate has been shut. What was once activated has been dismissed back into stillness. Type Amen to get blessing. 2100. You may feel small waves of energy over the next few days, not threats, but echoes. Like dust after a building has collapsed. That's all it is now. Echoes. What tried to live beneath you has been suffocated by your light. What once pulsed is now frozen. The current has been cut off. Let your breath rest easy now. Let your body soften into peace. This season has ended. Comment: this spiritual battle is over. There is someone who once walked across the place where it was buried. They never knew what they stepped on. But their spirit was marked. They felt drained afterward and never returned. You'll remember them suddenly. A friend. A visitor. A worker. Their reaction was spiritual. That place had power then, but now, if they step foot again, they'll only feel peace. Because the soil has been made holy by the battle you won. Type Amen to get blessing 2191. What was buried was tied to a woman. A bitter soul. She poured her pain into that item and whispered vengeance over a name that was never yours, but your home stood on that wound unknowingly. And it tried to transfer. To infect. To curse. But your spirit caught it just in time. She is no longer alive, but the residue of her words lingered in the object. Until now. Because divine fire burns across timelines. And it has reached even the roots of the past. Type Amen to get blessing 2266. Something will shift in your dreams now. You'll start flying in them. Breathing deeply in places that once made you feel trapped. That's the sign of elevation. Your soul is no longer tethered. The spiritual chains underground have snapped. You are rising, your home will start attracting new things. Peaceful visitors. Messages of opportunity. Favor you didn't expect. Because clean ground grows new blessings. Comment: I plant only peace into this sacred soil. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. There will be a time soon when you'll stand in your home and feel it respond to your silence. The walls will hum. The floors will breathe. The atmosphere will sing. That's not fantasy, that's alignment. That's your house remembering the sound of divine safety. Type Amen to get blessing 2344. An opportunity that was delayed will return within 7 days. It may come quietly. Through email, through someone's message. Through a sudden idea. That delay was never about you, it was the buried curse blocking energy flow. But now the pipeline has opened. And everything that was stuck will begin to flow with ease. Prepare your space, prepare your heart. Open your windows and say, this house is open only to the will of heaven. Let the wind carry your words into every corner. Type Amen to get blessing 2401. A family member will confess soon that they never liked being in your home. That they always felt uneasy, that's your confirmation. You'll smile this time. Because the thing that once made them uncomfortable has left, and it's not coming back. Even your plants will grow greener. Your sleep will become softer. Your emotions will balance out. That's the divine ripple effect of spiritual cleansing. What was cursed has now been crowned. Comment: this home is now a temple of peace. Archangel Michael says, stand tall in your room and stretch your arms tonight. That motion is symbolic. It signals expansion. That you are now ready to occupy more space. And not just physical space, but spiritual territory. Because the removal of what was buried was also the unlocking of your next chapter. Type Amen to get blessing 2525. Now you may notice sudden bursts of creativity, ideas flowing without struggle. That's because the energy of interference is no longer leaking from below. You've shut the hole, closed the cycle, restored the line. Watch how relationships shift. The ones meant for you will draw nearer. The ones draining you will start to fade away. Your environment is becoming fertile ground, spiritually and emotionally. The roots beneath you are blessed. Type Amen to get blessing 2644. From this moment forward, bless the floor under your feet. Even when you walk barefoot. Declare with each step, this land is healed. Those words matter, because every footstep is now a declaration. Every room you walk into responds to your frequency. The house you thought was cursed has now become your armor. Your shield. Your sanctuary. Comment, I declare healing over my ground, my space, and my future. You didn't just cleanse a house, you disrupted a generational assignment of darkness. You did what others couldn't. And because of that, generations after you will live in peace. Because of what you endured in silence, others will breathe in joy. Type Amen to get blessing 2750. The battle beneath is over. And now, the heavens are preparing to reward your obedience with tangible breakthrough. Expect something beautiful to arrive. Your door. A letter. A package. A sign, something that confirms, the battle is done. The light has won. And the soil beneath you will never carry secrets again. Type Amen to get blessing 2888. Archangel Michael says, tonight is the final night the energy of what was buried will ever attempt to speak. After this, it will be sealed in silence forever. The ground that once pulsed with secrets will now glow with glory. You may feel a wave pass through your chest in the coming hours. A release. A spiritual sigh. That is your spirit saying, it is finished. There are no more echoes, no more shadows. No more whispers leaking from the earth below. Type Amen to get blessing 2999. You've broken the chain, but now comes the sealing. Sealing is sacred. It's the act of declaring what is done will remain done. Walk to the center of your home. Stand still. Close your eyes. Say these words out loud, by the power of divine light, what was undone is now sealed. What was disturbed is now calm. What was cursed is now clean. As you speak, the air will agree. The walls will hold your command. The ground will still its breath. Comment, I seal my house in divine protection and unshakable peace. What was once trying to climb up from the roots has now been permanently cut off. No more awakenings. No more strange energies. Type Amen to get blessing 3050 that if you wish to express your support further. You have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. You will begin to notice alignment in your schedule, people will stop canceling plans with you. Delays will vanish. Sudden clarity will pour into decisions. That's because the atmosphere around you is no longer entangled with confusion. You've claimed your spiritual blueprint. Even electronics will behave differently. Glitches will stop. Sudden restarts will end. Light bulbs will last longer. Your home is now frequency safe. You have shifted your environment from passive to powerful. Type Amen to get blessing 3112. Over the next few weeks, be prepared for new people to be drawn to your home. They will feel something peaceful. Something warm, they may not know why, but you will. Your space now serves as a healing ground. A resting point. A sanctuary for tired souls. Let joy echo in your walls. Play music that lifts your spirit, light candles with intention. Let every room speak peace over your life. Comment, my home is filled with healing, love, and laughter. If you look back at the last few months, you'll realize the patterns. The agitation. The short tempers, the emotional drains. It was all tied to the buried interference. But now, the cycle has broken. And what lies ahead is divine alignment. Type Amen to get blessing 3244. A person from your past may dream of you standing outside a house surrounded by light. They'll wake up thinking of you. That dream is heaven's way of confirming, your house has now been marked with light. Even your ancestors are watching from beyond, they've seen the victory. They are celebrating silently with you. What you did was not small. It shifted more than you will ever understand. It turned your home into a portal of divine flow. You will now attract ideas, support, and relationships designed for your elevation. Type Amen to get blessing 3366. Your feet are safe. Your sleep is safe, your family is safe. Even your future children, or those who visit your home, will be safe. The curse was meant to last a lifetime, but you shattered it before it could reach its final form. Because light always finds a way. Now take a walk around your home, silently, with gratitude. Thank each room for holding you through this. Thank your spirit for staying strong. Thank heaven for fighting on your behalf. Comment, thank you heaven, for cleansing my home and lifting my life. Your next level begins now. A move, a shift. A call. Something that opens doors where none existed before, you'll know it when it comes. It will feel like ease. Type Amen to get blessing 3444. You've not only cleansed your house, you've earned heaven's recognition. From now on, your home will be shielded differently. Every time you walk in the door, peace will wrap around your shoulders like a cloak. Every time you sleep, your dreams will echo with clarity. This is the new life, the new soil, the new flow. What was buried tried to bury you. But instead, it has now become your testimony. No weapon planted beneath you will ever rise again. Type Amen to get blessing 3511. Let these words echo through your life. My home is whole. My home is holy. My home is healed. Say them often. Write them, let them become the banner over your door. Because those words are now law over your living space. This isn't just a chapter, it's a covenant. Comment, my home belongs to heaven forever. And now, rest, because your battle is done. Your story has shifted. And your house is no longer just a shelter. It is sacred ground. Type Amen to get blessing 3666. If you wish to express your support further,